Hey, we're back. It's the week of April 27th, and we have some art projects for our pre-primary group. That's a group ages 18 months to 3 years. We have this little bluebird or blue jay that I have, and also we'll be doing something called painting with feathers. It's going to be really cool. For this particular one, you can substitute some colors too. If you don't have blue paint, you can certainly use any other color that you have, and I've added some blue tissue paper. If you don't have blue tissue paper, you can use any other colored tissue paper that you might have, or even just tissues, and have the kids practice because it's really good with their fine motor skills, okay? So let me show you what things that we need to create these projects today. So for the blue bird or blue jay, you're going to need a paper plate, okay? You're going to need some tissue paper. Moms and dads are going to need scissors. Going to need some glue. Going to need your blue paint or whatever paint color you choose. And you can use a brush. Now you can also have a finger paint if you'd rather not use a brush too. There's certainly that too. All right. So the first thing, and we're going to need some, almost forgot, we're going to need some Google eyes. If you don't have those, you can use some construction paper to cut it or try and use a marker to draw the eyes on. And you're also going to need some yellow paper. I just need a very little bit of yellow paper. Okay, to start this, what you're going to want to do is just take your paint color. Now, I actually have a dry plate underneath these. It's going to be a little bit easier for me to show you how to do this. So, you're going to get a paper plate, empty paper plate, just like that, set it down. You're going to take, in this case, I'd be using blue and just putting the blue on my plate and then having the kiddos go ahead and paint the whole plate blue, okay? You can do that, or you can put your blue paint on there and have them paint it with their fingers as well. Okay, so let's say I did that. So what I did was painted my whole plate blue. So it's pretty much dry now. So now we can do the next step, okay? So I've got a blue plate. Next step that I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out things we're going to need for completing this. So I have some tissue paper, cut it down a little bit. And we're going to make kind of big squares so they can grab it. So kind of start with some big strips like that. Okay, just cut it like that. And then we're going to cut those to make them a little bit smaller. Okay, and then cut it like that. And like that. So now we're making them a little smaller. Okay, got some more. Doesn't take very much paper. And they like to pick these up and try to put it on. Oop, I got a little bit more here. It's hiding from me. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead. Now I've got those. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take the glue. Okay, get your Elmer's glue and fill in the belly. Okay, so put it just in the middle part of my plate. Now I'd have the kiddos pick up, they tell them to pinch it, right? And squish it and put it on the paper. Pinch it, squish it, and put it on the plate, okay? So they're just going to keep going and fill up that whole plate. So all the parts that have the glue should have the squished paper on it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that kind of quickly so I can show you the next step. Just have them pinch them and put them on. Pinch them and put them on. Tell them they're filling up the whole tummy with the feathers. So we're pretending that tissue paper is our feathers today, or at least for this particular project. Put all those on. You may have some extra tissues. You can put that in a Ziploc bag and hold it, and maybe we'll do another project another time that might require some more of those. Okay, so I've got it all filled up with my tissue paper. So the next step is adding the eyes and the beak and the feet. Okay, so in order to add the beak, it's just a little triangle. Okay, so I'm going to just take my paper and cut a triangle for my beak. Use a straight part as the straight part of your triangle, and then just cut triangle, and then they're going to get the glue on there. Okay, and then I would tell them, okay, in the middle, I'd just go press, 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 press. So have them press the beak right in the middle. Okay? The next step I want is some feet. So I'm going to take a piece of yellow paper and fold it in half. Okay? And then I'm going to find the straight part, and I'm just going to go up and over once, up and over twice, up and over 3 times. Now if I do this with a folded piece of paper, that's going to give me 2 of the same exact cut feet when I take them apart. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, put it on the straight part of the foot and put it behind my plate. Okay, and do the same thing with the other one. Put it behind the plate, just like that. He's coming along kind of cute, isn't he? Alright, so last thing I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put 2 circles of glue for the eyes and then have the kiddo put the eyes on. Again, you can use some black paper or something else, marker, if you want to try. I think construction paper would work better than marker. And then just press the glue, press the eyes to the glue, just like that. And you have cute little Glue Jay. Okay, so there's one project. Now the next thing I want to show you is going to be just letting the kids explore and have fun painting with a feather. Okay, so I've got some feathers right here. If you don't have these, maybe you can grab some leaves outside or something. That'd be fun too. They also like to paint with forks. You can use a fork. So we can kind of modify this to work with whatever you have if you don't have any feathers, and that's fine. Okay, so I've got a piece of paper, and it looks like this when it's completed. So I'm going to take a regular piece of paper, put that down. You can even use printer paper if you want. And I want to get an empty plate, and I'm going to add my colors. I'm just going to use 3 colors for this. So right now I'm going to grab some red. A little bit of, we don't need much, just a little bit of red. A little bit of yellow and a little bit of purple. Woo! I say a little bit, it pours out so quickly. Okay. A little bit of purple. Alright. Then I'm just going to get some feathers. You can use a different feather for each color. Okay. And basically you're just having the kiddos dip the feather in the paint on the tip of the feather, and then they just get to make patterns and swirls and all kinds of things on there. So you can tell them, maybe while you're doing it, you can say, okay, make a circle. I can turn it around and around, right? Or they might want to dash it like dot, tap, 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 and see the different things you could do with it. Or maybe make a big line or a wavy line like that. So you can play with it. So that's one. I'm going to grab another feather, and you're going to do the same thing with the purple feather. Maybe tap it all around. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, and then get the yellow. And again, you can swirl it if you want. See what different shapes you can make. See what the colors look like if they blend together. And what colors do those colors make together? Talk about the colors that you're using. That looks just like that. Yours will take you a little bit longer, I'm sure, but that's just the general gist of it. All you need is the piece of printer paper, a few colors of paint, and whatever you can find to play with the paint, really, besides a feather if you don't have that. And then they have their own little masterpiece. So much fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.